presidency may very well be the presidency that will quicken the end of the world. The Trump presidency may.
Good morning. Do you believe me that, friends? Welcome to today's session where we have a very critical session where we analyze the new developments in the globalization, where we are just analyzing on how or at which stage are we in discovering the 10 horns of the beast. So, we already know that the beast of revelation is with the 10 horns and with 7 heads, and this has been analyzed as a global governance which is led by the Antichrist, unifying all different nations and power to gain control over the entire world and entire population in the world of all kinds of languages, of tongue, and of races, and all of that. So, for many years, we have been really exploring to see how we can really understand the Revelation symbolism in terms of the mystery of Revelation, which is the Antichrist. So, it is not really surprising that many of you have already uncovered this theme with the Beast of Revelations 7 heads being the empires, different empires that influenced the people of God, including Egypt, the empire, Egyptian empire, Assyrian empire, and we have Babylon, we have Medo Persian empire, we have Greek empire, we have the Roman empire, and we have the United Nations, which is the seventh or the last head of the beast. What is most intriguing is now that many of us have been waiting for the fulfillment of the prophecy by the uncovering or the discovering the 10 horns of the beast, which should combine and consolidate their power and give the same power to the Antichrist. So, according to Revelation chapter 17, from verse 10 to verse 12, we see that the 10 horns are now the powers that are not yet in power, or the kingdoms or the kings that have not yet received their kingdoms, but they are going to cede their power to the Antichrist. Daniel gives more details that three of these will be combined, and then we have seven kings leading together with the Antichrist. But do you know that there is a framework that is being developed from just a few decades ago to inaugurate or to bring about a new world subdivisions of the Antichrist, according to which we need to move. To run this, we have what we call the Club of Rome. From the very beginning, we have been discussing the stigmatized knowledge, where we have the different secret organizations working together to influence world trends and patterns, the political, religious, social trends. So we have a meeting that took place in 1968, which resolved by forming the Club of Rome as a new organization that was to speed up the redivision of the world into 10 new regions. So this club, after being formed, it generated or it published the first report, which many of you may know, a report which was published in 73, which gave the which gave the proposal to the creation of these 10 subdivisions made of the merger of the Canada, the merger of the US, Canada, Greenland. Up to here, this was the first version of it, but it experienced different iteration as they tried to improve and meet their needs. So there's another block here, which is now around in Britain. There is another block here, number 3, number 4, number 5 here in Russia. And then there is number 6, which is the Southern America. And then there is number 7 is the Northern Africa with part of Europe. And then we have the main Africa, which they call the main Africa. We have Southern Africa and Australia coming together. And we have the number 9 in the Middle East, and then we have number 10. So these are the 10 subdivisions of the New World Order according to the reports from the Club of Rome. So if you are looking for that report, we have already shared the link in the chat box where you can still explore and see what that subdivision has been. So it's basically this one. In case you would like to explore more, you will see this report, which we are sharing also the link in the chat box for you to explore. So let me try to share this here so that you can be aware, fully aware of it. I am not sure why this is not working on my end, but I expect you to have a link in the chat box to be able to explore it. So now with the new development, as just Prof. Lumumba just analyzed, wisely puts that Trump's presidency could be very well positioned to speed up the end of the world. And basically, that's what we have been saying is that Trump is one of the people who you may not know his position. So he is changing every now and then. So when Trump was elected, he just started with some provocative words that are heading, putting us to the Club of Rome's proposition to put now Canada and US together. So he is his first post on his Truth Social. Many people in Canada love being the 51st state. Do you believe it? I am not sure, but I believe it's part of sensitization to bring people together to make sure that they have a lot of buy-ins in what they call the consent of the governed in the US. So they're trying to get more buy-ins. So the United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficit and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat. If Canada merged with the US, there would be a tariff, no tariffs, taxes would go way down, and they would be totally secure from the threat of Russian and Chinese ships that are constantly surrounding them. What a great nation it would be. So this is Trump who already said this. But what now happens after Trump says this? We could see different reactions from world leaders, but of course, the approach we know is problem reaction solution approach, where you bring about solution and a problem, and then you allow people to react, and then you come back with certain solutions that you propose them to make. So and now we have other provocative speeches by the recently elected President Donald Trump, who is saying he's gonna rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And you remember the plan or the goal is to merge US, Canada, and also Greenland. So he is already going there. I remember his slogan he had, make America great. So he is expanding America to make it great as per the plan. So his stances on a territory expansion align clearly with the Club of Rome. When he was asked about ruling out the military forces in Panama and Greenland, he definitely said no. And he is just saying China is the one controlling Greenland and whatever. But all of these are the claims that are also intended to just play with our psychology, making sure that we have a lot of buy-ins. It's really very surprising that he has a plan to merge with Mexico, with Panama, with Greenland, and this is definitely bringing the first stage of the New World Order. But surprisingly, that even world
Merging the
leaders
U.S.
are getting there. So we see after just a few months, we see now Prime Minister of Canada saying,
Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through.
Okay, you have seen, you have heard of this, and then this is a reaction of Donald Trump. After that, is Donald Trump now reacting to the resignation of Justin Trudeau? What do you think about this? Is it by coincidence again that we see this development heading to to the same heading to in the same direction, or what do you think in terms of what is happening? You can see
Merging the
now.
U.S. and Canada, making Canada the 51st state. And of course, it starts like this, making Canada the 51st state, merging it with America. But if you understand the North American Union, this is the merging of Mexico, America, and Canada. And it's been a part of the New World Order's playbook for decades. And we're getting closer and closer with all the noise between Canada and the border and America, and Mexico and the border and America, and all of these things with tariffs that they keep talking about. They are going to ease us in to the North American Union using Donald Trump. Right after Trudeau's resignation, this is what Trump tweeted out on Truth Social. Many people in Canada love being the 51st state. The United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficits and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat. Justin Trudeau knew this and resigned, merging the.
So you see, and now there is a lot of escalation around this, where we see now everyone is appear to be aligned with Trump's declaration or sensitization about merging Canada, U.S., Mexico, and Greenland. So, but before we go, you remember there is that partnership agreement which is made already in 2023 between this Canada and the U.S. and Mexico to just if you look at it, it is all about the inclusion. It's all about the gender equality, climate change, all of the things in the World Economic Forum's gray reset concept of gray reset. So now we started seeing certain world leaders heading or buying into Trump's decision, and that's what we see that the president of Mexico is advocating for. What is she saying?
Buenos días. Primero, y además está reconocido internacionalmente. Bueno, entonces, desde 1607, la Constitución de Apatzingán era de América Mexicana. Vamos a llamarle América Mexicana. Se oye bonito, ¿no?
Thank you very much. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name.
So could this be by coincidence? Okay, so maybe, but let's reflect and think about the new development in this area. What could be the spiritual implication is that we have 10 horns of the beasts which are to merge and consolidate power and hand it over to the Antichrist. These are the 10 tools of the Nebuchadnezzar's statue which merge together to give power to the Antichrist. These are the 10 horns or the beast of John that he saw in Revelation. They have to be formed and then consolidate the power and give it to the Antichrist. There are some new ideas that are coming from the BRICS, which is also reaching 10 members in their membership. And some people could still be analyzing and think, oh, could they be the one who are going to win and conquer? Are they going to be the 10 horns? I am not thinking so, maybe unlikely, because their geographical limitation is very narrow, but considering that the beast is receiving power from the dragon, everything is still possible. But let's look at the new development and see, are we really, are we there, or are we waiting for any other one? Do you remember this dragon, which is here at the United Nations head office? Why does this beast has 2 wings? Doesn't it imply the speed of the conquest of the western and the eastern worlds? Wasn't it put at the United Nations headquarters in 2021? And then that means new speed to achieve the Agenda 2030. So we have 5 years to go. Okay, that's fine. But now, where are you now on this? How can we think about the agenda, the divine agenda? Where are we? I believe we are at rapture. Are you ready, or have you washed your clothes? Very clean to just meet the Lord who is coming to rapture his church? Maybe, but no one would know it unless the wise people who will learn about it. And yes, so that's it. Maybe that's a reflection for today. Thank you.
Have you been to Jesus for the cleansing power? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood? they white as snow? Are you washed in the